Yes. And welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler. I'm live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And today I have a very special guest. Comix Division has joined me. How are you?
I am well, considering I just had surgery on Friday.
You are a freaking vlogging warrior, I guess. Is that what we do? Vlog, podcast, whatever we do. YouTubing warrior. That's it.
Yeah, something like that.
Hi, everybody in the chat. We are here to cover a Farscape. I don't know how far I'm going to dive. We might do this episode by episode. This is probably a 2-year commitment at this point. And if everybody's cool with that, that's cool. We're going to have Feisty Fan on in the future. But I started the first 2 by myself and I stumbled through them. It's nice to have somebody to talk to. Comix Division has seen Farscape before. I have not. This is my first time through. And we just watched Exodus from Genesis, which is the 3rd episode of the first season. And, I liked it. I thought it was a good episode. Nothing's like totally blown me away yet, but I'm enjoying the hell out of this show for what it is. And
that's going to come later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Towards the end of season 1 is where it really starts hitting its peak. Right now, it's still kind of like trying to find its groove. And a lot of my complaints with season 1 is it reminded me a lot of rejected Next Generation scripts. And this is my issue with episode 3. I still love the episode, but there's a lot more kind of camp in it where it's like you see Crichton trying to kill like the roach monster. And he's like, looks like he's kind of phoning in the attack and stuff like that, where it's kind of goofy, but at the same time, it's like, you're not sure if it's just because Crichton's not comfortable or if it's just that's just the way they wrote it.
Right. Or they're just like, hey, we need you to bash this thing, but it's a prop. We might need to use it again. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird things like that.
But what I love about it is that we were just in our very brief meeting beforehand. We were talking about the vibe of the show. It reminds me just in just how it's shot it's got a very Doctor Who feel. And that's what I like about it. And this one was directed by Brian Henson. So yeah, and I didn't realize that there was so many like big people behind this operation when I first got into it. I didn't know it was a Henson production. And
yes,
yeah, that's a big deal.
It's the reason why the practical effects on the show work so well. This is because of the Henson Company.
Yep. And the puppets, I've gotten over the puppet thing. Okay, it's part of the show. I see them as characters now. But I kind of knew that going in, so I tempered my expectations a little bit. But yeah, so we get a lot of and when you start a series, and this is like really feels kind of like a 90s show still, like you said, they're it feels like repurposed Next Generation scripts because they're building in characterization as they go on. So we get these little side stories and the whole Aaron thing with the heat exhaustion because her glands don't produce. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of cool. We got to see Aaron getting softer a little bit, but
you get a lot of good development in between, just like what happens with the sebaceans, with the heat exhaustion, the whole thing. The theme is time and patience, and that's between everybody. It's Crichton getting used to this new part of the universe that he knows nothing about, and it's also about them kind of adjusting to him and them bonding as shipmates and friends ultimately.
Yep. It's like starting a new job. We've all done it, right? We start a new job and it's like, we're the idiots there. And kind of like how I feel at Tesla sometimes, but that's how it goes. And wow, do we have a lot of people in the chat? Comix Division. Viking bitch is here and Mako. How are you, Mako? And it feels like I just saw you all. Oh, I did.
I wonder. Like a couple hours ago. Right.
Yeah, that was fun. And a lot of exciting things happening here on the Nerdrotic channel. And so I think I'm a Dargo fan. Is that how you say it? Do you say it Dargo? Yeah,
it's Dargo.
Dargo. Okay. I'm a Dargo fan. And
I am too. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in the show. At this point in time, he still feels like a bit of a repurposed Klingon, but he really comes into his own.
And yeah, you can kind of see where it's going, and repurposed Klingon is fine with me. I really missed that on a show called Star Trek Discovery, but I miss a lot of things on that show. Which God, I've been crapping on way too much today, so I'm sorry for any fans out there. I'm reading some stuff. Okay, so yeah, so this episode they're escaping from it starts out what it's Rigel's painting a portrait of himself, and they get something rocks the ship, and there's a marauder ship which is part of oh frick, what's the name
Peacekeepers.
of that? The Peacekeepers, that's right. It's gonna be like a little while till I get everybody's names in here. Remember,
It's okay.
This is my first time, and it's filled with like these elite commandos, and they were scanning, but they somehow Moya escapes from them. They either look it over or they maybe noticed it and want to come back later, but somehow they get passed over. And
right, there's that. I want to say anomaly, but it's actually the swarm is what is kind of blocking their scans.
Yeah, and at first they thought it was like asteroid fragments or some kind of fragments,
or stardust or something like that.
Yep. And as the ship takes off, you see it kind of swarm in, and it gets into the ship, and we see these little bugs walking around and watching everybody talking, and we're not sure what's going on, but I really don't know what's going on in this show yet. But there's the quippy banter that's pretty good. This is the kind of stuff that when done right, I like. It's a lot of shows try to do it now, and it's really bad, and a lot of comic books. But it's kind of it's what's charming about this show.
Well, there's also some really nice subtle world building too, because you have the whole thing where with the translator microbes. I know that gets mentioned in episode 1, but they mentioned it in this episode as well. But they're talking about how Crichton's wanting to brush his teeth. And he's like, "Here, just put this in your mouth." And it's like this thing that looks like a large maggot. He's like, "No, I don't put it in my mouth." And sure enough, Dargo shoves it in Crichton's mouth, and it goes and cleans his teeth. And then he's like, "No, don't swallow it." And obviously, because since it feeds off bacteria, you don't want it in your stomach. But after he spits it out, he's like, kind of minty.
Yeah, right. I know. Oh, yeah. And that's the cool part about this show. It thinks of little crap like that. It's there's certain levels of sci-fi. Like this is like uber, like some could call it cheesy. I wouldn't call it a little cheesy, but in a good way. Not like there's The Expanse and then there's this. These are not, they're both sci-fi shows. They're both completely different, but equally as good. And I kind of tend towards this kind of show a little more fun. And that's probably why I like it. So I like that part when Zayn repaints the painting for Rigel, by the way. And Zayn, is this how Zayn is? Can she just do everything? Zayn, sorry, Zayn.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, you say Zayn, I say Zayn, whatever. And I'm gonna there's a lot of Expanse talk in the Expanse has been a big subject, Farscape fans. I don't know, there's probably a lot of crossover there, but and David Latham says, "What puppets? Puppets? Yeah. What puppets?"
Exactly. All I see is
yeah, right. Mako says this show reminds me of Stargate, very 90s optimistic before 9/11 depressive shows, right?
Yeah, that is a very good point. Something I haven't thought about is that a lot of sci-fi has changed, I guess, post 9/11, or just like shows in general when it comes to stuff like mentioning the optimism. This show is definitely very optimistic, where you can see like with BSG, you definitely have that post 9/11 feel.
Yep, that is a great point. So many things changed, and it was obvious in actually, comics usually don't change that fast, but they're the things that change like overnight.
Yes.
In tone and everything. Yeah, that's a great point. Maybe something we should try to revisit. In the program, we say fake it till you make it. We can fake some optimism, and we can get it. Oh, there's my pen. I was flying around there. What was that? Who says every alien would look like us? It's Zayn. Okay, yeah, they're correcting me. So if you write it correctly, it's still not going to make me pronounce it better. It's not going to fix my reading. Thanks, Viking bitch. Farscape is also very immersive. You're 100% thrown into an alien environment, just like Crichton, says Amanda B. Right? And
yes, that's what makes it work, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the kind of show I love the most. That was, I was just going to bring up Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy does that very well. And now that I watch more Farscape, I see a lot of that in Guardians. just in the 3 episodes. It has shades of Guardians, Peter Quill getting thrown into space with disconnected references and a diverse band of misfits that fit together. Yeah, a lot like it. Yeah.
And that's one thing that will continue on throughout the entire series is John Crichton's Earthisms, as we kind of refer to him. He just keeps throwing them out there. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? But it's great because it really fits his character. And you see a little bit of this throughout the season, specifically within this episode and the episode before, where he just throws stuff out and people are just like, what are you talking about?
Yep. Yeah, no, there's good little quippy lines in here.
Yeah.
As true as a viewer, you all I can't do, man. Sorry, Master Cam. Your typing is bad as mine. Crichtonisms. There we go. Rewrite it so I can read it. My readings, I could barely read stuff that's typed correctly. But no offense. I really, mine is Comix Division has gotten some of my messages. He know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you've gotten some of mine too. So I'm just
yeah. And by the way, you do sound very good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Yeah. So the ship's heat's going up, and Aaron is having that glandular problem, and it's and I guess it can cause death in their species.
Well, it's kind of death. It's called heat death, basically, where it just destroys their mind, and they're just kind of left in this kind of mindless state.
Yeah. Which I kind of thought they were going to do to the crew that comes on later. I thought they were just going to leave them that way. That would have been dark. But of course, he doesn't do that. Yeah, so the heat's going up in the ship. They can't control it. There's nothing they can do. And these bugs have gotten in the walls. And Crichton's the first one to see him. When we were just talking about, he finds one of the bugs. And they shot a stinger in Aaron at first. And then they got who else did they get? Oh, they got
Dargo.
Yeah.
And they steal Crichton's hair.
Yep. And that's when he sees it, when they're in there. And I love that part when after Crichton kills the bug and Zayn is that's right, Zayn, right? Did I say it right?
Zan, just like Van, except with a Z.
Zan. Okay, gotcha. Zan is dissecting it, and then Rigel like wipes the blue booger on her butt.
Oh, yeah,
that. That's very 90s too.
It's also very Rigel.
Yep. Yeah, for a puppet, he's a little asshole. I like him a lot. And you could tell there's a lot of room for character growth with these guys. So
yes,
I know somebody else comes on later. I was kind of shocked. I don't know her name or anything, but the other female alien comes on. What,
Tiana?
There you go. And
yeah, there's lots of them. I mean, you have Jewel as well. You also have Stark, who is one of my favorite characters in the show, and I want to say he comes up either later in season 1 or it's season 2, but he is a great character.
So when this originally aired, it was on Sci-Fi?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi.
It was on Sci-Fi.
It was Friday night. It was the Friday night lineup.
Dude, people were trying to get me into this show forever at the comic store. I'm like, I don't have time for television shows. I'm reading comic books. It looks stupid. I said it. I did. I was wrong. Okay, I can say I was wrong. All right. It's.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's things I run into like later on down the road. I'm like, why didn't I watch this? This is so good. It's like Westworld's a good example of that. It's like,
yeah,
wow, well, dude, it's just like this show's great.
Yeah, at least you're catching it on season 2. And Amanda B says, "R.I.P. Sci-Fi spelled the old way." Yeah, rest it. Yeah, man, we miss.
Oh yeah, I know you guys were talking about this earlier, but it's like, why did they do that? That's so dumb.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It's just so it could look better in their new. It's a horrible logo too.
Yeah. I always jokingly refer to it as Sifi.
See, yeah, right. That's what we'll start calling it con this year. Am I ignoring you, Feisty fan? Do you want to jump on? Did you see the ignore me? Sorry.
And by the way, thank you, Feisty.
Did you see the episode, Feisty? Did you want to jump on? I didn't catch I had to jump on before. And so yeah, the Sci-Fi symbol with Saturn behind it. Yeah, that was so terrible. They had to get rid of that. I don't understand it. But we're all going through this. Expanse fans are now no Farscape fans pain unless you weren't a Farscape fan. Then you're just reminded of your pain again.
Basically.
Which really, really sucks.
Well, and the great thing too is I know with the Expanse you have books But with Farscape, we only had Farscape, and at least we got Peacekeeper Wars to wrap everything up in kind of a nice tiny bow.
Yeah. When did that come out? Like a year later, or
No, it's like I want to say like 2 or 3 years later. I don't remember.
oh, it took a while. Oh man.
Yeah, it did.
Farscape pain flashback, says Viking bitch.
Yes.
Right. Yes, we hear you, Feisty. She had work drama. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. So the ship's getting hot. They are the bugs are making copies of humans. So there's a little bit of disjointedness, and I felt like they could have had a little more fun with the human copy thing, but it's not a major criticism. We got to see them fight each other, and we saw Aaron. Well, first we see Zayn trying to turn up the heat, and she beats the crap out of Crichton, and then Aaron beats the crap out of him too.
Yeah, and then he pulls her arm off.
Yes,
that's when we find out that they're clones, essentially, bug clones.
But they can't talk, so they all kind of figure out that they spray paint their hands orange to single it out, and they call them replicants, and we don't know how many they can deal with. And I guess it's just some defense mechanism put off. I didn't even get the name of the species that was doing. I don't
remember it either. It begins with a B or something. I want to say it's like the Baddock or something.
DJ Bowman says, "Stay tuned." Oh, I will. I ain't going anywhere, man. I'm gonna watch this show, and commit to maybe every episode. There's, you know what, there is points in time on our channel where like the schedule opens up, and I could do like 3 of these a week. So yeah, why not? I'm a fan of both shows. Just letting everyone know that there's a petition to save the Expanse that has been started yesterday, and you can find a link from Space Docs Save the Expanse vid. You could also find a link on the Facebook group, which is Everything the Expanse. And I haven't been able to, I've been running around, but on not this video, but the last one I did, the last live stream, all the links will be in there within the next hour. So you'll get you get to write to Alcon, and you can sign a petition and do all that other stuff. So we're doing our part here. But thanks for putting. Yeah, it's okay to mention that to absolutely everybody. I'm sure Farscape fans would totally understand.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So so they have to. So they're dealing with. We're kind of under the. We're under, like, they're on the clock basically. Yes. I can't talk right now. They've got to deal with the heat because Aaron's dying, and she's only got so much, and everything's sealed off, and this blue gunk, I guess, when it hardens, like, they can't cut through it at all. So Dargo at one point has to cut through the Moya, him or herself. I don't know what gender.
It's a she.
Okay, yeah. She's not happy with that. Now, is Pilot like connected to Moya, or is he just a pilot?
The pilots are bound to a Leviathan. Is kind of how it works. And I'm not gonna spoil anything too much, but you do find out that Moya had a previous pilot later on in the series.
Oh, and yes. That must okay. That's cool. So is the pilot pretty much stay stationary like the whole?
Yes,
series?
I mean, literally, they are bound to the ship.
Well, yeah, that's good. That helps with the whole puppetry stuff. But so pilots telling them that you at least got to ask permission before you do that. But of course, Dargo's impatient. So I love the part where they toss Rigel. There's only like this little shaft to find out what the hell the bug's doing. They just toss Rigel down, and the whole fact that he's this a galactic leader, of what, 6 billion or something like that. And they're just
deposed. And that's the other thing too. That's great. Is the beginning is when Zan's doing the painting. She's doing a spirit painting, which is she's not just painting a picture of him, but more kind of his essence. And he also has a bit of the essence of Rigel the First, which comes out in the painting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that meant. I was like, what? Spirit painting?
Well, it's all kind of weird because what he's like Rigel the 9th or 19th. I don't remember, but I mean he's deposed, and there's like these little moments, and you get this in this episode where you really see him being regal and being a ruler, because most of the time you see him as a sniveling coward, an entitled sniveling coward.
Yes. Yes, which we could relate to once in a while, right?
Mhm.
But so they find he gets, just to fast forward here, we find out they're laying eggs. That it's and they're also making copies, which obviously is a defense mechanism. He finds this out, and then later on, Zayn gets hit with a stinger, and all of a sudden she can speak with the voice of the queen, I guess, and they basically tell Crichton that why did you attack us, or ask why did you attack us, and it turns out it was just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They usually live in the coldest space, but they need someplace warm to give birth. So it kind of works itself out. About 3/4 of the way of the episode, they talk it out basically, and they say, listen, I'm halfway through my birthing. We just need to keep going, and we need to speed this up, or Aaron's gonna die.
Right.
But then the Marauders show up again.
Yes, and this is where I can point out where it feels like a repurposed Next Generation plot. It's that, oh, sorry, we made this big error and mistake. Let's resolve it, and then you have the other thing that shows up to throw a monkey wrench into the works.
Yep,
which is the Marauder, which is pretty cool because you actually get to see for the first time an actual Marauder in the series.
Yeah, and they're pretty cool looking. They have like Egyptian looking. I don't know. That definitely got a Stargate vibe from that.
Yeah, I always thought the makeup looked kind of hokey because you don't see that as much. I know that Krace has some, but it's not as pronounced as these commandos have.
Yep, battle eyeliner.
Yeah,
battle eyeliner. That's from the 80s, right? No, I may or may not have worn eyeliner in my time. That's not something I will fully admit to live on the air, but maybe. So they're running around, and it's getting hot for them too.
Yes.
So they actually have a weapon against them. So now they have the copies fighting the Marauders. Not very well. They're getting just killed pretty much. But the heat is going up, and they're having a hard time finding them. And it finally ends up where we have, and I'm sure many fans love the multiple Ben Browder scene with 5 or 6 of them. It has a pretty good line at the end when that one Marauder has the knife to his neck, right? And he's all, you could kill me, but what's the bad guy's name again? Sorry, the main Krace. I keep wanting to say Christ.
Krace.
Like Jesus Christ is after Ben Browder. No. So yeah. And he's all, basically he's like, you can kill me now, but he'll be looking up from a pool of his own blood. So I'm like, damn. All right.
Yeah, he gets pretty hardcore at times too.
Yeah, because you were telling me that he's just kind of a goofball for the first few episodes, and then there's one episode later where he kind of comes into his own.
Yeah, it's basically in this entire season, and that's really what this season is about, is the show kind of finding its own. And it certainly does it. But yes, he is definitely, I wouldn't say useless. Obviously Crichton is very useful. The issues that he has is that it's the Shadow War story, and by the time you get at the end of season 1, he's more acclimated, and he becomes, in my opinion, a more interesting character because he started to become more well-rounded.
Right. I can't wait to see that. Oh, I hear Tabitha. Hi, Tabitha.
That is actually another one of my cats trapped in my office.
Cat. There you go.
Yes.
So it's not Tabitha.
Yeah, that is not Tabitha. She's actually being quite
good.
Let me let him out real quick.
Sure. Go ahead. And I will read some chat. Viking Bitch says, I have always been more into Dargo than John. That is not surprising, Viking Bitch. Not meant to be offending in any way. I could just see that. And I agree with you. I like warrior class. I'm a fan of warrior class. I get more well-rounded every time I snack poorly. ST3 movie Fanobi, you're on a timeout. No, just kidding. Oh man. Oh wow. What did you miss, Feisty? What happened? I think I missed what happened to the brother they think Crichton killed. It was kind of quick in the first episode.
Yeah, when the module comes to the wormhole, he clips his ship and basically spins off and hits an asteroid, and he dies. It's like within the first 5-10 minutes of the show.
Yep. I actually had to I had to watch it twice, just to figure out what's going on. I couldn't get everything, but yeah, it's a damn good show, everybody, and we're gonna continue this, and we're gonna have more company. And man, is it nice to have somebody to talk to, and come in and correct me and help me out through this, because honestly, it was a struggle a little bit alone on that one. I gotta say, we're gonna in this one now. We want to keep these kind of short, and so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Feisty Fan get caught up a little bit, and then she's going to join us, and then we'll go on. We'll do a little longer ones. We'll probably go like an hour if you're okay with that, and if you guys are okay with that in the chat. And depending on scheduling, we're going to at the very least try to do one once a week, depending on how everybody's schedule works out. I know that our subs like these things for some reason, and that is awesome. And I want to give you guys what you like. And that is, these are fun to do. These are a lot of fun to do. And it's great having you on. But we're going to end this one a little early. You're welcome, my friend. Because I have to do Cobra Kai in a couple hours. So thanks for coming in and helping me out. And everybody in there, I know that's not Farscape, but help save the Expanse. Take a look. I've done like 4 videos now. Might do some more. There will be more Expanse stuff. As soon as there's news, I will be on. I mean, I don't care if it's 3 a.m. I'll be doing a video, like whatever news there is. I hit the Facebook group once in a while. There seems to be a lot of consolidating right now and this and that. But I think something's moving on it. But yes, remember the can't, Bad Bunny. Remember the can't. No, Comix will not be on Cobra Kai. We're gonna have Jay, but Comix is welcome anytime to come on.
Well, thank you. I haven't seen the entire season. I saw the first 2 episodes for free, and I was rather blown away by it.
Yeah, it's great. It is great. Oh, hey, I'll ask you on the air, and you don't have to commit right now, but it's out there. I asked Feisty. Deadpool 2. We're gonna review it Friday. If you can see it, I know you're kind of laid up, but if you can see it beforehand, you're welcome to come in. Doors open.
When is it actually coming out? Is it coming out Friday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay. I'll try. I don't have anything going on Thursday. I could definitely try and hit it up.
Cool. Right on. Well, the door is always open for you, man. So
yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, look forward to that. Deadpool fans. We're going to do another roundtable. So, all right. Comix Division, plug your wares. And what do you got coming up next?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know, since I'm, just had the surgery Friday and just been kind of playing it by ear. So I'm thinking at this point, I might try and do a video. A lot of this really depends on how late I stay up, because typically when I'm recording, it's like after my wife goes to bed, and I'm usually done by 1 a.m. or something like that. With the healing process, not so much. So I'll probably just hold off on doing something. We'll probably do our normal stream on Thursday.
Cool.
Maybe I'll do another live stream somewhere here between here and there. We'll see.
Sure you will. But take care of yourself, man. Get better. Yeah. We're glad you're okay. And everybody in the chat, thank you again so much. Please check out our website, nerdrotic.com. We have our schedule up. And that's basically what it's for. Is we try to schedule out a couple weeks in advance. And if you go there, it's on the right-hand side. You'll see when our next thing will be. Next will be Cobra Kai in a couple hours. So at 8:00. So Comix Division, you could say goodbye.
Good night, folks.
And may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good night, everybody.